Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of the A&E podcast, where we talk about anything and everything.
If you want to request a topic, send us a DM or email us at the AE Podcast with two T's on Instagram or Twitter.
All right. So
So
before,
yeah,
oh,
you
sorry.
go.
Okay. So before we started recording, we were talking about we are having. Well, I tried In and Out recently,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I was telling Josh how I had a debate with friends from over there about what is better, In and Out or Whataburger. Obviously, Whataburger. And we were just explaining and talking about a patty melt and how it's fucking good and how it's not a patty melt without Texas toast.
And apparently, like in where where Nat is,
Yeah, where I
her water burger, like you have to ask for the Texas toast instead of it just giving it to you, which
yeah,
I found outrageous. And I'm like, we
yeah.
need to start the podcast right now because I want this to be on record.
No, seriously, like my mom went and like after work, she went to go. She's like, "What do you guys want?" I was like, "Whataburger. We'll take Whataburger." So I was like, "You know what to get me? Patty melt with a Sprite. This is my order. Patty melt with a
Hmm.
Sprite and spicy ketchup." So I was like, "Okay, well, I want that." So they were like, "Okay." She was like, "Fine, whatever." She got it. I was expecting Texas toast. I was like, "Bro, I'm gonna fucking eat the shit out of this patty melt." It got home and it was a circle, not a square. And I was like, this isn't my burger. But everyone had gotten their shit. All my sisters got was chicken strips, and my mom too, I think. Or she didn't get anything. So it was just a circle. I was like, the fuck? I open it and I'm like, no. No! Like it was like, no, come on. I opened the burger, it's the patty melt, the inside of a patty melt in just regular Whataburger buns. I was like, no. Like I literally had a crisis. I was like, no. Like I was like, why did no Texas? No, where's the Texas Post? Like I had like a debate in my brain. Like I thought I was like going nuts. I was like, am I going crazy? What is this?
Am I
Like
seeing
Texas
normal?
Toast?
Am I seeing normal hamburger buns right now? Like, what's
Oh my
happening?
God. What's happening? Am I going nuts? Where am I? What day is it? Like I was like literally like, and I ate it. I mean, it was still good. It just tasted wrong.
And I was gonna add, right, that like it's weird to me that you'd have to ask for it because that's not a patty melt without it's just it's a burger. It's not
Yeah,
the patty melt is with the toast, damn it. And
yeah,
like
and then yeah,
I
just
understand, like, because I've gone to Whataburger a few times, and bitch, that shit's good. And we're a small town. So I understand, like, they run out of stuff once in a while. So if I go and they're like, yo, we don't have toast right now, can I just give it to you on a bun? I'm like, you know what?
yeah,
That's all right. That's all right. But you have to
yeah,
ask for the what? That's just weird.
yeah. And no, like when I went like earlier this week to get Whataburger, I didn't get anything. I got like a chicken strip box.
Hmm.
So like my sister got like the honey barbecue chicken burger, the chicken strip burger.
Yeah. Oh, that shit's good.
It is. I tried it. I was like, okay, it's good. Doesn't beat a patty melt, but it's good.
Hmm.
They asked Texas toast. The picture has Texas toast.
Oh well, I'll
Wouldn't
cut that out. Whatever. Anyway, go on.
no, I mean, like literally, it has. The guy asked, he was like, "Okay, honey barbecue chicken sandwich. Okay,
Hmm.
Texas toast." I was like, "What?" I looked to the screen and it has the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich on the top and in the middle, right, of the menu.
Uh huh.
I was like, "It has Texas toast."
You know what? Now that I'm thinking
You
about
know,
it, I know. I think I know why. I think I know why. I
maybe because
100.
people ask,
Yeah,
right,
a
with no
hundred
Texas
percent.
toast.
There's probably a bunch of people that go and ask just either for like the regular bun or like something else on like a bunch of other burgers. So now they just start being like, "Oh, do you want Texas toast or not?" Cause like I could see that, right? But it's just
Yeah,
that's such a weird thing. Like to
yeah,
me, like if it's advertised with Texas toast, you put it on Texas toast unless they say otherwise. Just
yeah.
like with Chick-fil-A, bitch, you will get pickles unless you say I don't want
No
any
pickles.
pickles, right? That's how it
Mhm.
should be cuz it's advertised with the pickles.
Yeah.
I'm very very passionate about food.
Same here. um, not and what's it called? I also, yeah, and like I recently fallen in love more with boba.
I've never tried boba.
Are
I
you
don't
serious?
Yeah, I don't even know where to get that. Like is that I feel like it's a Starbucks thing. Is that a Starbucks thing?
No,
No,
no, no,
it's
it's
just like
not.
a
It's a
shop.
totally different.
Gotcha.
It's a totally different
Okay, well,
thing.
it makes me feel better about trying boba. Not that I don't like Starbucks. It's just like Starbucks is too white for me. Like I'm really white,
Yeah.
right? But like, and I love my coffee. But bro, I ain't gonna go and be like, yo, can I have a triple espresso white mocha latte with like 3 extra sugars? Like, bro, what? Just get coffee, dude. Like, I I appreciate the effort that Starbucks like workers like do when they get like these insane orders. I saw a TikTok once, and I think I sent it to you, where it's it's like it's a husband and a wife. They pull up to a Starbucks,
Mm.
and the husband's like, I got this, right? He's like, okay, can I get? And he pulls out a notepad and he starts reading off, like what he starts reading it off, and it's one order, and it takes like the whole video. It takes the whole minute to finish,
Oh,
and,
shit.
and then there's a part two for his order,
Oh my god.
and it's like the part two is just like, yeah, can I get like a well, I think he's like, yeah, can I get like a double shot espresso? That was it. That's all he asked for. And then
Yeah.
his wife, and then he gets the thing, and he's like, "Here's my espresso, and here's yours." And he's like, "I'm proud of you. You're learning." And that's the second video.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
I don't understand like these super huge complicated like stuff. I just like plain like normal coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just insane.
And no, dude, like, what's it called? Starbucks? I feel like Starbucks baristas sometimes. Did I say a barista?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like Starbucks baristas sometimes hate people because they come, like, obviously, I feel like I always, uh, how do you say? Okay, I saw this new drink
Mhm.
that this guy put on TikTok, like this drink that he wanted, that it's like a new drink. It's like he called it the fuzzy peach refresher.
Okay.
It's not like a new Starbucks drink. Like Starbucks didn't come out with it. Like you have to order it in a specific way to get that specific drink. So I was looking at
Wait.
the video, and
So you can just like ask for a custom coffee, or it's just
I mean,
something people started doing.
yeah, it's a thing people started doing. So like you can make like this amazing specific custom drink by asking for specific things in like a regular coffee.
Uh
So
huh.
like I don't know if you remember that TikTok, they call it the TikTok coffee, where it's
Okay.
like you go to Starbucks, you get that caramel drizzle shit.
I
That trended
okay.
for so long. It trended for so long, like people just got this specific coffee order and then added a bunch of shit with like sweet cold foam and I don't know what. Like it was like crazy, crazy,
Mhm.
crazy. So now I saw this drink, specific drink. He called it the fuzzy peach refresher. And I was like, oh man, here we go. And I thought it was an actual Starbucks drink. I was like, oh
Mhm.
shit, it's an actual Starbucks drink. My dog's barking really loudly. I don't know if you can hear him.
No,
Anyway,
I can't hear it too
um,
much.
okay. So, oh my god. Okay. So basically, it's distracting me. Damn it. Okay. Okay. So when I saw this fuzzy peach refresher thing, I
Mhm.
was like, oh, it's a new Starbucks drink. I was like, that sounds so good because I love peach. I love peaches. So I was like, okay. And then literally the guy continues with the video and I thought, okay, he's gonna ask for the fuzzy peach refresher. and he didn't. He asked for a specific drink, like a refresher drink that they have. And
Mhm.
if you don't know what a refresher is, it's like a flavored like water thing. It's like a juice. I don't know, but it's really good.
Okay.
He asked for a certain refresher, and then he asked for a whole other shit, and I was like, ah, fuck. And I'm like, here we go again. And like the TikTok, another TikTok drink is gonna go viral, and then just everything in my head was like, dude, the Starbucks baristas are gonna be fucking angry. Like, uh, like I remember hearing another TikTok where the girl went to go get that other famous drink, like the caramel drizzle one,
Mhm.
and he started naming off the list, and the Starbucks guy was like, "You mean the TikTok drink?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, the TikTok drink." And he's like, "Okay, I got you." Oh my god, hold on.
That shit wild.
Sorry, my sister. She came in. She was like, it's because I posted a throwback picture on my Snapchat,
Uh-huh.
and then she was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Now I'm
And
interested to know what you're talking about.
she just came in and like flipped me off because like her whole aesthetic changed, and
Mhm.
like she's just like, "What the fuck?" Like she just cringes at anything that's from a year and more ago. So, oh, but what was I saying before
Oh,
my sister?
it's that one.
Yeah.
Nice. You were talking about how like like someone went up to Starbucks and like, yo, you want they like described the drink and they're like, oh, the TikTok uh
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah, literally, and the guy sounded so annoyed. He was like, "The TikTok drink," and she was like, "Yeah, oh my god, the TikTok drink, yeah." And he was like, "Okay, got it. Anything else?" Like he was so annoyed. You could tell. And she's like,
Mhm.
"No, nothing at all." And he was like, "Okay, pull up to the window." Like he was so annoyed, and I bet like so many people come up with that drink order.
Yeah. Like I for stuff like that, I feel bad for people that like work in Starbucks cuz like it is, since it's like a coffee place and like you can add a bunch of your own custom stuff, right? It's very like, I guess, like open ended like that. So I could see a lot of people like making their own thing and then be like, you should try this on like a social media thing. And then every place gets bombarded, especially something that can go like as viral as TikTok, you know?
Mhm.
So like when someone posts something that's like, you should try this, ha ha ha, and and then like all over the world, like every Starbucks just gets at least one order, 100%. If that shit goes viral, it doesn't matter if it has like from anywhere between like 10,000 up, dude. There's 100% like at least uh like one Starbucks in like every state,
Yeah.
in like every country. Like the expansion is too much.
Yeah, and
It's
I bet
crazy.
like um Starbucks is like, well, fuck yeah, we get more money, cause like,
Yeah,
cause literally,
I mean, it's only really bad for just like the actual workers, you know, because they don't get paid on like commission. You know what I mean? They're not like, okay, I served like 50 people today. I now get like this amount of money. It's just a constant salary. On the bright side, though, there
yeah,
could be more tips.
yeah,
So that is one thing, right? And then but
hmm
like 100%, 100% I know why Starbucks has like never, um, like, not, I was gonna say disowned, but like never like talked bad about like all these TikTok trends because it's literally free press, literally free advertising.
yeah,
Like I don't even remember the last time I saw a Starbucks ad, opposed to like some random TikTok video that's like, you should try this drink out. Like
yeah,
it's like Starbucks is literally getting the best out of this.
for real, dude.
It's
Like,
really crazy.
wow. And like, what's it called? I mean, I've been wanting to try them,
Mhm.
but like, I'm so like cautious of like annoying employees.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be that like customer that goes like, "Oh my god, can I have this?" and like give a long list of what I want. Like, I
Yeah.
don't. I just want to be quick with it, like quick.
It's like
So
if I go to a place that's any form of like fast food, you know what I mean? Unless I'm ordering for like a party, I want to go just in out bam leave, you know?
yeah.
I don't want to like sit and wait in the line cuz I get like I have some like pretty bad anxiety a lot of the times, right? So
Yeah.
when I'm in line, right? And I'm next or I'm
Hmm.
like in line, you know, I need to hurry. It's really weird. I feel I might cut this out, but like I feel like it might be a little bit of a confidence thing. Nah, I probably would keep it in. Cause like I notice that when I feel like kind of confident in myself or pretty like confident with myself, I'm not in a rush and I don't care. I can literally sit in line and I won't care. But then there's
Hmm.
other times where I'm like either I don't notice or like I'm not really feeling myself and I'm like I need to leave because I'm annoying people. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
So it's like I don't know, and that happens at at like stores too, like HEB or Walmart. Like people know I'm there to shop, so I don't know why I'm just trying to like go and leave. Maybe it's like anxiety to COVID too. Maybe that's probably an add to it, because I know
Hmm.
like my bitch ass will be in HEB for like 2 hours with my boys. You know when we're looking for stuff for like hangouts and stuff.
Yeah.
But now that we can't do that, I'm just like I'm in and out, since I'm just shopping for me.
Yeah. No, dude, and like literally, I got boba a while ago, and
Mhm.
I was trying different ones because I've only tried like water based bobas. Like I never tried like any like milk tea ones.
Okay,
So I was
describe to
like,
me exactly what boba because I have no idea. I just
okay,
know there's some like
so
weird balls at the bottom that some people like suck up and shoot at people. That's all I know what boba is.
okay, boba is literally it's these drinks, and
Uh,
it could be either like a tea, like a milk tea,
okay.
a regular tea. It could some of them are mainly like milk teas. Some of them you can get like blended with ice, and it's like a flavor. It depends on where you go.
Mhm.
The boba specifically, it's there's different types. There's the tapioca one, and it's just like really big. The big brown, dark brown balls you see in the bottom,
Yeah.
that's the boba, and it's like a tapioca one, and those are mainly made with like brown sugar, honey, and like it's super sweet. Um, and then there's another one. It's called popping boba, and those are like flavored. Those are like you can get like green apple, strawberry, mango, um, watermelon even. Like there's different flavors, cherry, like and you can get those with like whatever. You can get that too, but I kind of I feel like it would taste weird if I got it with like a milk tea one. So
Mhm.
I try to normally get um boba, like the regular one, the original tapioca one. So when I got boba pretty recently, I wanted to try this milk tea one. So I got like a blueberry one, and it was really good. It's just I panicked because they ask you if you want the boba inside like the balls or not or just the tea. So they asked me they say we want toppings. I was like, no. I panicked. I was like, no. And I didn't get the boba at the bottom. I had to ask for it to be put in. So
Mhm.
I was literally like, no, because I panicked and I thought it comes with it already. No, it doesn't. So I had just had uh milk tea, but it was really good. But that's the thing, like how you say like you just want it to be quick and go. That's what I do. And if I get my order wrong, I don't care. I drink it either way. I just want to get my order and go, even if I've been there like hundreds of times.
So where do you find the like is there like a specific like boba stand or something?
here they have Tapioca Rush in McAllen.
Tapioca.
Tapioca Rush.
Perhaps I'll try it out one day, like next time I go to McAllen or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I've never been there. The place that I went to when I got boba is when I was in Cali.
Mm.
It's called Quickly. It was really good. But yeah, the boba is actually really good, and I like it.
Nice.
Hell yeah. What's it called? I have some topics I want to talk about.
Go for it.
So I feel like it's a pretty interesting topic we can get into.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about paranormal shit.
Okay.
Can we talk about that? I want your opinion on that.
I mean, like,
Like
why,
paranormal.
well, like, why couldn't we talk about that? That's the real question.
Uh, yeah. Like
And then I'm fully like up for like any type of topic.
okay. Yeah, I know. I just want to hear like your side of shit cuz like
Like,
okay.
if I believe in stuff or what?
Mhm. Yeah, like do you believe in that shit like paranormal?
Um, I guess like to a certain extent, right? So like, I okay. How do I fully explain this? Because I haven't like thought about it too much, like as of recently and stuff. You know.
Mhm.
So like my main thought process is like shit's real. You know what I mean? Like that, like straight up to the point. Like I believe in like paranormal stuff, right? But there's like a limit. You know what I mean? Like um, you see like movies of
Mhm.
like the whole room gets like flipped
Okay,
upside
yeah.
down and stuff. That shit's
Yeah, that's
that's too much, right? I think
yeah.
I think the moving like a specific object that's like not heavy is real. Like
Mhm.
like a I don't know, say like a bottle of water, just a normal like bottle of water. Like that shit can be moved, you know? I think that at least. I don't think
Mhm.
my like giant shelf with all of my tools that probably weigh as much as no, it's gonna make a dumb joke, but that's not funny. As much as like me, right? I
Yeah.
think I don't think that shit's going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like my little heater might fall over. Yeah.
No, for me it's like okay, so like the whole how you say movies and shit.
Uh huh.
Movies I feel like movies over exaggerate things way
Oh
too
well.
fucking much.
Yeah. I
Movies are
mean.
way especially with that shit.
Uh
That's
huh.
why I'm always like very picky with my horror movies, like paranormal shit.
Mhm.
Because like if you give me a movie that's like actually like actual like paranormal shit,
Yeah.
it won't. That's why they make it over dramatic. Because if you actually like tell it the way it is and show it the way it actually was, no one's gonna fucking watch that movie.
Yeah.
But I would because it's cool to me. Like I don't know, like
No, I get
the
it.
whole like the whole paranormal thing. I mean, I believe it also to an extent, but I feel like I believe it a little bit more
Mhm.
because it's just we can't. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's my mind thinking because we can't just be the only ones here. We can't just be the only ones walking around and shit. Like there's got to be some other, some other
Mhm.
thing. Um, what's it called? And like that's why I'm so interested in all these like haunting shit and like
Mhm.
all that stuff because I mean you can literally just I don't know. Like for me, it's like if you're like that spiritually like advanced, like where you can feel shit and all that.
Mhm.
Like I think like you could be able to feel things, and it's not mainly like ghosts or anything, just like spirits or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Cause like the whole thing with like the seeing ghosts thing, I saw like a what's it called a TikTok. It was like this filter that was going viral, and it shows like what people can't see to the eye, um, to the human eye, because we can us as humans we can only see like .00000 something zeros, like a certain amount of zeros, and then 35%
Mhm.
of light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, so when it comes to that filter, this guy was like, it's kind of correct because there's certain even planets in the sky, in our universe and shit or whatever, that we can't see because it has a certain amount of like energy of light or what, something like that.
Yeah.
So like there's like a planet right next to us, but it's made of light that we can't, and it's made of so much light and energy that we can't see it because of how little we can see. And he said that's why sometimes we see like ghosts and shit or whatever, because certain, like, we can see that amount of, sometimes they have that certain amount of energy in them that we can see it. Or even like he went on and on about like how like aliens sometimes, like we probably can't even see them because of how much energy they have and light or whatever they have that they
Mhm.
hold, and because of how much we have like the limit to see, that we can't see it. And I'm like, well, that's kind of fucking interesting, cause it's like, I mean, like, there's just, you never know, there's shit walking around here, and I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm very open to that shit because I'm pretty spiritual about it. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not like as spiritual as I want to be, but I'm spiritual in a sense where I can sense some shit. Like I can notice when a vibe changes or when I can't be in a room because I just can't. Like I've said this to my family. This is kind of personal, but
Mhm.
it's like recently we've been kind of cleaning up my grandma's house. For those of you who don't know, my grandparents passed away about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I think. Um, 3 to 4, about to be 4. I think it already is. I'm not sure. But we're cleaning up my grandparents' house, and my grandpa, he passed away in the house. So it's getting freaky. So the room where he passed away, where he would stay, I sometimes can't go in there because I feel like my grandpa's in the house. This is spooky shit, Josh. Spooky shit.
Mhm.
Ugh, it's creepy. It's sending me chills. So before we cleaned up the room, because we eventually cleaned it up, I helped out, but I was in there for only like mere like minutes. I wasn't in there for long. But I remember when we would look around the house and see what we had to clean out, what we had to pick up. I could not go into the room fully. I was like standing out there, and like I was like, dude, I can't be in this fucking room because there's something in this room. Like I know most people listening are gonna be like, okay, like Natalie's just telling a story, whatever. No, it's like, when you, some people are like me where they know they can't go into a room because they can't disturb like some peace or something in the vibe in the room is just weird.
Mhm.
So like for me that's how it was. Like for me, when I know I can't go into a room because I have to respect that certain, like, whoever's in there. I can't, I have to respect their, like, if they don't want anyone in there, you'll know, like, spiritual wise, like if a spirit doesn't want you in there,
Mhm.
or ghost, whatever you want to call it, you won't go in there. I can't go in there. So it's like, so when I was in there, I was like, I can't come in here. I feel like my grandpa's in here and I can't. So I dip and I don't stay in there. What's it called? And my sisters can feel it too. Like, my sisters would go into like my grandparents' old room or like where my grandpa was, and she was like, I felt sick, and I was like, dude, that's like my main thing, because there's a whole theory that we think, the family thinks, that they're still there,
Mhm.
even though um my grandparents passed away separately, like in different places. So like, what's it called? So there's another story about that, where my uncle was staying there for a while because he was in town and they didn't have anywhere to stay. There was no hotels open. Um, my uncle's side of the family, since I'm related to him because my sister, my mom's is hold on, my mom and my cousin's mom are sisters. So he's married into the family. So my uncle, he was staying there, staying up with my baby cousin. She was crying and crying and crying, and he told us that he never believes in that. He's very superstitious. He doesn't believe in ghosts or anything. But he said that kind of changed the moment he had there kind of changed his mind because he was, staying up with my baby cousin. She was crying really bad, really hard,
Mhm.
and you know when he was telling me the story and how he was telling me she was crying, I was like, well, kids are more sensitive to these things because kids are more empathetic. Kids are more um sensitive. I forgot something sensitive. They're more sensitive to those
Mhm.
types of things. So she was crying her butt off. He didn't know why. And then there was a big loud noise in the back from near the back door where my grandpa used to go out all the time. Just a big metal clang, loud as hell. Made my cousin cry even more. And my uncle was freaking the fuck out. He's like, what the fuck? So my grandma was super good with kids. She would always, she'd get a baby, stop crying instantly, go to sleep. She would sing to them. My grandma was really good with kids. So after that metal bang, my uncle said that my baby cousin literally like straightened her back. She stopped crying and she straightened her back like if someone was talking to her, like telling her to calm down, and she just went to sleep. And obviously, my uncle freaked the fuck out because the only way that my baby cousin would be able to sleep like that was with my grandma. So he was like, I don't know, I don't believe in those things, but they're still in that house, and I kind of believe it
Mhm.
after what he told me. And it's just like it's not only with like that stuff; it's with like family, close related things. But
Yeah.
it's like you can just tell. I don't know if you're like that, but I can tell when a vibe changes super quick. Like instantly. I go into a room, I know the vibes. I just know. Or like
Mhm.
I'm just very intuitive, right? You know, and
Yeah.
sensitive with that stuff. So it's like it just there can't be it can't just be us, you know. It's
Mhm.
in terms to like spiritual shit and paranormal and like supernatural and all that stuff. And also in terms with like aliens. I
Uh-huh.
hope you agree with me on that. That's another thing I want to talk about. Aliens. There's aliens. You can't tell me bro, you can't tell me we're the only like people here
We're the only
in this
people here.
fucking
No, I'm joking.
you
I'm
can't
joking. I'm joking.
hey, you
It's cuz
can't bro.
it's I'm joking. I'm joking.
I know.
You can't
Man,
tell me. Oh, I'm telling you.
you can't tell me, bro. Like it just makes sense, bro.
Yo, yeah,
Like
I totally agree. Like, bitch, if we exist, I feel like there's other shit out there too.
come on. Come
Uh,
on.
real quick,
Like
I wanna add to what you were talking about, right?
okay. Yeah.
So like with my whole, I guess, paranormal, like I guess beliefs, it's more like on a religious side, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
uh, for me, right, I feel like when spirits stay or when like you feel like a spirit is there is because they're closely tied to something still. So like
Mhm.
whether th- whether that could be okay, so for instance all these like hauntings, like on haunting shows where they're like this person killed so many people or whatever, right? And then he like
Mhm.
uh they're tied to that incident, so like they stay there, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then for instance for something more like personal, like your grandparents and stuff, they're still tied
Mhm.
to, I'd say probably you guys, you know? So
Yeah.
and right, so that's like one side of that stuff, right? There's also, I'm very not superstitious, but I like to um what's the word? I like to try to figure out why things are before I think of
Yeah.
uh like that other sort of stuff, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like for instance, like with the whole like with your like grandparents' room and stuff like that, right? There's a
Mhm.
thing that I've read where it's like when you've lost someone and you go to a place where you have the most memories like there with that person, you get the feeling like first off it's like the sense of loss, right? Because
Mhm.
they're no longer with you. And there's also the sense of like nostalgia, and that combination of both is a weird off-putting vibe because you feel like
Mhm.
it was yesterday, but you also feel like it was yesterday that you lost them. So it's like this weird off-putting vibe that you get, which is like kind of the way you were describing, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to like sound like um what's the word? Like putting down what you were saying though.
No, 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 no. Yeah.
I
No, no, no.
totally
It's
believe
fine.
I'm just saying like my input, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like that's what I thought too. Because what's it called? Like, I don't get me wrong. Like sometimes, you know, I I know I say like I'm sensitive, spiritually sensitive, intuitively sensitive, whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
I mean I tend to believe because my dad's side of the family does have a history of that, and my
Yeah.
dad's like that too. So it's like, you know, and there's a lot of people in the world who are like that.
Mhm.
But don't get me wrong, I overthink a lot. I'm an overthinking bitch. So, I know there's like the sense of like, okay, Natalie, like you lost them, you can't necessarily be like, they're here, I get it. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That I thought that too.
I just wanted to
I
make
was
sure because
like,
I didn't want to sound like an asshole trying to be like,
no,
well,
no, no, no,
actually, you know,
no, no,
I
no,
didn't
no.
want to be
Yeah.
that guy.
No, you're fine. Cause like I thought that too, dude. I was
Uh
like,
huh.
well, maybe I'm just remembering all the times I stayed in here when my grandpa was in here, or like all the times I had with my grandma, and like I thought about it, but it's like, I'm just like, maybe it's just like those maybes, maybe they are
Yeah.
still there, you know.
See,
Like I had this, yeah,
now I just want to add one more thing, right? Now
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
the thing with you said what your cousin, right? Your baby cousin, the
Yeah,
okay, that shit's crazy, right? I got no explanation.
yeah.
Like that shit straight up like that's it. Like
You can't
that's the
explain
thing.
that.
No. There's there's one like kind of thing, but it's more of um like this isn't more personal. I mean, this isn't more like I know. This is more of like a theory, you know what I mean?
Mhm,
Because like you said, kids are more susceptible to like vibes and like
mhm.
that sort of stuff, right?
They are. Yeah.
So like a thing that can also happen is like they feel and like read the room, right? And then they still but in their brain they still like remember how like your grandma would be, and then they get that sense of nostalgia, and then they like bam they snap and they're like they're okay, you
Yeah.
know, and they remember they oh my god, while they can't like explain it, right? In their mind they remember like for instance in this case like your grandma going and calming them down because they're in a place where that would happen often or that would just happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
that's my only other explanation. I still think your grandma straight up was like yo calm down bro, and then they passed out, you know,
No,
because
seriously,
that's
dude,
how I
because
feel. But like there's still also
yeah.
the other side. Like
Yeah. No, and like what's it called? But the thing is, here's the thing. Like I agree with you on the whole shit, right?
mhm
Where it happens most of the time. But that my cousins, my specific cousins, they're not from here. They were lived here for a long time, but that was before my baby cousin was born, like years before. They're not from the valley.
mhm
They live out of the valley. So like it's very rare that they would come here. So my grandma would still see my cousin and hug her no matter what, right?
mhm
But it's like, what's it called? And like my cousin was still like a baby. She was like 2, maybe. I
yeah
think she's like 4 now. So it's like where that happened, it was like, okay, I get the nostalgia part because kids can still remember shit even
yeah
at that young age. They can also obviously kind of express it with words at the time because most kids can't talk when they're like 2.
yeah
But what's it called? they'll just remember the feeling,
Mhm.
but also it's like, well, fuck, like how does she instantly go from crying her butt off to just calm in like mere seconds? Like it was just like it was freaky. Like that part was freaky. The what's it called? The metal clang part.
Yeah, that
Um
that's wild. Like I
yeah,
like
the
you.
metal clang part. It's very what's it called? I thought like my deal went to go check it out, and he
Mhm.
was like, "There's nothing fell, nothing." He's like, "What could be that metal clang?" My grandpa, always had, before his Alzheimer's got really bad and he
Mhm.
couldn't go outside by himself, he would go through the back door and he would always go out and burn things. But he was that type of guy that would, just slam the door all the fucking time. So it
Gotcha.
was like, but the door doesn't make that sound. So like, what type of? It was just a big metal clang, you know. And then like my what's it called? My Theo was like freaking out still. He still does every time he tells a story. He's like, I don't know what that metal clang was, but like I didn't know if like your abuelito was like, get the fuck out of my like like you know but
Yeah.
like it's weird, it's funny because my grandpa was just like open to all of us coming to his house, like he didn't care, like
Mhm.
it's his family, but he was so freaked out. He's like, I don't know if your grandpa was like, get the fuck out of my house, like it was so funny. But I don't know, like you can't just like the whole my baby cousin thing
Uh-huh.
just like that freaked me out. And like even to this day, like I think she remembers bits and pieces of her, because she'll like come up to my tia sometimes and be like, "I miss grandma," even
Mm.
though she didn't know her that for long, you know,
Yeah.
because when around the time when my grandparents passed away, she was still a baby, you know. You rarely remember things when you're two, so the fact that she, comes up to my tia sometimes and says, "I miss grandma," it's like, well, what the heck, like how do
Yeah.
you remember? So I think you know, it's crazy. Like it just, that's just crazy.
I think like how I feel is I feel like kids have well I feel like people they have like state like memory stages. So like from when they're born to like a certain age, they have like one memory like session, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then after that like difference, there's like another period of time which is much longer, which is probably like the majority of like life, right?
Mhm.
And then there's like another chunk where it's like you could still remember the past unless but not unless it's brought to you, you know? So like
Yeah.
for instance, like I can't like if I'm just like chilling out, right? And then something happens, that might remind me of a time of like the previous like I guess memory gap from when I was like a child. Like for instance, while I'm thinking about this, I remember when I was real young, I had a like Bob the Builder birthday party. I haven't thought about that in years, but because I'm thinking
Yeah.
of like what's an example of a memory that I have, I remember that, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like I feel like that's one like instance, you know what I mean? But that's also me just being like, well, maybe this could explain that, you know?
Hmm.
I still like don't get me wrong, I still believe in all that stuff, but I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm a very like, well, this could be a thing, but it's probably like
Mhm.
ghosts and shit, you know what I mean? Like I'm
Mhm.
like the opposite of what a lot of people do. You know, it's like, well, it's probably not ghosts. It's probably, this thing that happens.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's crazy. And like, and like, dude, if I bet, like, now recently we went in, we cleaned up stuff. I felt better about it because it's
Mhm.
what's it called? Now that like how I told you I went to the room to clean up things and just get it out. I know it was like mere seconds, but like if I just felt like okay, like I'm supposed to like do this shit. Like now it's okay for me to be here because early on it was like
Mhm.
but what's it called? And like I remember my mom telling me, she's like, I noticed you guys were way more calm over there than where we are at now. And and I was like, that's so true. But I feel like it's the nostalgia part of that because
Yeah.
like we would go there all the time. We literally lived like right next door. but it's weird how we all just would go there and like the vibe would change and it was just like we're chill, like nothing, we wouldn't fight or anything, nothing, like it was just we're chill. Uh, but it was crazy, you know, and even like yeah, it was crazy, and like back on like the vibe thing,
Uh-huh.
um, it's not only like with my grandparents' house, it's also in different places, like what's it called, um when like even like at school sometimes, like in school, like I would just be like, okay, the vibes and of this place is just kind of weird, like vibes of this class, or not like there was like anything spiritual there, but it was just like the vibes, and like even people's vibes too, like right off the bat I can tell like if a person is genuine or if they're like, you know, and I can tell like some people are hard to read, or I don't know. Maybe it's just my
Yeah.
observant ass, because I'm observant as hell. Like
Yeah.
I just watch things.
No,
I'm just
I'm personally like I'm the same, bro. Like I feel like
yeah,
I feel like one of my superpowers, like my actual like I'm fucking super, you know what I mean?
yeah. Me too.
Um is like I have, at least I feel I'm able to read the room quite well
Mhm.
for most
Mhm.
cases at least, right? Unless I'm not feeling it and then I'm just so oblivious to everything that's going on, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like I have like this weird ability to be able to like read the room, but also I'm able to read the room in texts. Like
Oh, that's
I'm
hard.
I'm a horrible like 100%. I do not like texting. I am very like verbal of my hatred for texting, right? I much prefer audios or like a call in literally every situation. But like what's the word? But like there's been multiple times where I'll be like talking with like someone and they'll be totally normal. Like I don't see like a change in like I guess mood. Like they don't text different, you know what I mean? And but I just feel like an off-putting vibe of like something's bothering them, right?
Yeah.
And there's been multiple times where like they'll just be texting and then I'll be like, "Yo, like is everything okay?" You know? And then they'll like say like, "Oh, they're having problems with this or whatever." And uh and yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I'm able to do that quite well.
Yeah. Like I mean, I have my moments with that stuff too, but then sometimes I'm like a dingus and I just don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
Like, and
me too.
sometimes I misinterpret shit. Like I have to ask because I'm dumb. Like,
Yeah.
but you know, what's it called? But when it comes to like in person things, oh, I know shit. I'm
Oh,
like,
same here. Yeah.
mm, like I sense it, and like I've said it before. Like, I know when people are keeping shit from me. Like I just know. Like I'll look at you and you talk to me about something, and it's like,
Mhm.
like this dude's kind of like,
I mean,
and yeah,
people people could just be like shit liars too. Like
yeah,
it could just be like
yeah,
both instances. Like I totally believe that you can read a room because you've done it pretty well before, right? But it's
mhm,
also like some people just like they suck at lying and also conversations, so they just give everything away like in
yeah,
seconds. Like not
yeah.
that
And
like
there's
oh
a
hide
yeah,
what you're feeling, you know? It's more of just like they're just uh they just like physically look down so you're able to tell super easy.
yeah, and like what's the thing? Like I said, I'm super observant, and like
Yeah.
recently, I've been getting into like the facial expression type
Mhm.
of shit. So it's like I just know, like I just know, like I can read someone like really quickly, like. And I've told you before, like I'm that friend that kind of like, not like the what's it called? I'm not like the mom friend. I would say I'm the friend that's like, I don't know about this guy because I
Mhm.
know, like I just look like you can ask like our other friends, like if they're talking to a guy or a girl or whatever, and they're like, I don't know, what do you think about him? I'm like, I wouldn't know because I don't know him well. And then if I meet him, it's like I'll tell
Yeah.
you. It's like
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about him. Watch out. I've said it before. Like him, be careful. Tread carefully. Like I'm not gonna tell you to stop talking to him because that's your life, not mine.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, just tread lightly. Just be careful. And then they'll come to me like a week later, 2 weeks later, like, oh, this happened. We're not talking anymore. And I'm like, well, like I don't like to say I told you so, but I'm like, I mean, I warned you. But
Yeah.
it's like, I just know. It's crazy. I
It's
should be like
crazy.
I should, I don't know. And that's why I want to get into like tarot and shit. But I don't know. Like I feel like it's not. I don't know. Like I'm just here vibing. Like I mean, I'll tell you. Like if I don't feel good about somebody, I will tell you. Like if you're like my friend, like a close friend, I'll be like, I don't know about that guy. Like
Hmm.
I personally don't like him, but like or her or them. But if you like them, then go ahead. That's your life. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just since you're asking my opinion on this person, this is how I feel. This is my opinion on that person. But I'm not gonna tell you to like don't talk to them. Like I'm not gonna be like
Yeah. I
be like
always I always
that
worry when
bitch.
like if any of my friends ask like what do you think about them? I always worry that I'll uh I'll give off that vibe of like don't talk to them. Like like for me it's like it's exactly what you said. Like it's your life, bro. I'm just giving my opinion. You know,
Yeah,
like I literally like, especially if like I kind of know the person that they're interested in. You know, and
yeah,
I'm gonna give you my honest full opinion because bitch, you're my friend, and I don't want to see you hurt. You know what I mean?
yeah. And like what's it called? I've warned people in the past, and they've come like I hate it. I hate it sometimes because sometimes like I have like those like acquaintance friends where they just tell me about their lives and then they go like you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like they tell me about their lives, but I know like about like tell me about a person they're talking about, and I'm like I know this person. They give off that vibe where they not like they're like the flirty type and they just flirt with everyone and everything.
Uh huh.
And like I've been told like oh they always flirt with me and shit and I don't know what. And I have been flirted by them, and I'm like, dude, be careful. And it's mainly with the girls, like some girl. Oh, I don't know what it is. When like I warn them about a person, and they're like, okay, we get it. They probably like you. No, I'm
I
just
don't know.
like,
I think it's
you know what I
more.
mean?
It's a very like high school thing to think. I mean, at least in my opinion, right? Like
Yeah,
if if I know someone and I ask them like for their input, right? Like with all the people that I go to, I know that they're going to be straight up with me and like, bro, if they like them, they're going to tell me like that they like them. So if they
yeah,
tell me any
yeah.
other information, it's not them trying to like make me go away so they can have them, you know, or they can try
Exactly.
things with
So
them.
it's like,
It's like they're coming from a place like of genuine,
yeah,
so
yeah.
they
And
can
I've
warn
had
me.
that issue. I've had that issue before, and I'm like, and like they've told me like, well, I get it, like they're into you, and I'm like, no, like I'm just telling you because I care about you, and I would rather you be happy than be upset over a dumb bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like
so
it
it's
just
like
doesn't make sense.
that's what kind of irks me about that like superpower, like you say, where
Uh
I can
huh.
just read people. It's like they think that, oh, you're only telling me this because you like them and you want to be with them. No,
Yeah, it's
like
so
I'm
weird.
I'm not trying to get your person, bro. Like
Like
I'm not that I'm not that type of girl.
yeah, there's
I'm
been
not a home wrecker.
yeah, there's been some times where like some friends come to me and they're like, "What do you think of what do you think of this guy? Like, do you know him?" And like if I know them, then or if they share with me some of like their conversations between each other, something like that, right? And like I'm confused. What does this mean? Because like I'm a dude and I relatively
Mhm.
give pretty good advice, not to what's it called? Not to like I was
Honk your own horn.
there you go, there you go. Um, but what's Hold on. First off, I just want to say it's gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this out. But like I was gonna say like stroke my own ego, right? That was the first thing. But
Yeah.
my mind went on not to stroke my own dick or anything, which was so fucking stupid. And I'm like, that's not the saying. What's the saying?
Wasn't it suck my own dick?
Yeah, it's that, but like I combined the two for stroke my ego and
Oh
suck my own dick.
God.
So it was just
Yeah.
like not to stroke my own dick. So funny.
Hey, Josh, that's kind of sucks, Josh. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, it's so
Oh
funny, dude.
man.
Okay.
Oh God.
Anyway, right? So like some of my friends will share with me like some of these conversations and they're like, "What do you think?" And I'll say like my honest opinion. I'll be like, "I feel like this dude just wants to get stuff out of you and he's just saying what you want to hear." Because like
Mhm.
uh and I'm a person that like tries to keep it a buck, especially for like this sort of thing, because if I know you, right, especially well enough for like you to come to me for like advice, I
Mhm.
do not want you to get hurt, 100%. So, so like, and I tell them this, right, and then it's like they say like there's been some times where it's like they say it's like, oh, it's because you like me or something, and I'm like, bitch, no, I don't. I did that like
Oh man,
and
I
it's
hate
like
that shit.
I'm not saying this like bad stuff about this guy because I like you and I want to get with you. It's because it's because
I
I think this
know.
guy's an asshole.
No, dude, and like, okay, I'm gonna diss on men like I always do a little bit,
Go for
but
it.
it's like when I've talked with certain guys before, and like literally, it's I'm in the get to know like people stage. I
Mhm.
will be nice to you. I am a nice person, no matter who you are, what you identify as, whatever. I mean, I like to believe.
Yeah.
I've been told, Um, so I'm always like doing good things for people and like looking out for people. But for some reason, men think it's a way to get into their dick. Like, like literally, like if I like I remember I think I told you about the guy I talked to, and
Mhm.
he was like, "You're so nice to me. Like no one's ever been nice to me before. You've always done really good things for me." It's like,
Man, this girl's
nope.
nice. This guy, this girl likes me. Maybe she like wants to suck my dick.
Literally.
Bro,
Like why
no.
do
Like you don't need.
some guys
It's so weird.
some guys think an act of kindness is equal like an act of kindness equals wanting to get into your pants.
She
That is
she
it's so not
she treats me
like
like a person. Maybe she like wants me. Like what?
she
No.
she she does the bare minimum. Holy shit. And no, don't get me wrong, girls do this too. Like literally, like I catch myself doing it sometimes. Cause sometimes it's like sometimes on TikTok you see like, oh, like I think plus size women are so like plus size women are so pretty, just like every other girl, right?
Mhm.
And it's like and I see all the comments being like, "Oh my god, thanks so much! Isn't made my day?" Like, yeah, it made my day too because I'm plus size, but this is the bare minimum, you know.
Yeah.
Like, fat people are people, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
The,
like, or like when a guy's like,
oh,
"Oh, I
I have
respect a woman.
I
I don't catcall women," and
I
it's like, and all the
I
girls
have
are like,
such an opinion.
"Wow."
Yeah, like, oh my god, you're the bare minimum. Oh. Like, I have such opinion on this, dude. I fucking hate. I saw a TikTok that I was like, thank you, thank you. You know what? It was like, it was like, it was like, uh, when you see posts of like someone, someone like plus size or whatever, and you they're like really confident in themselves, and then you see comments of like, I don't want to see any negative comments, or like, yes girl, you're so brave, stuff like that. And it's like you're literally the same as the people calling her ugly. And it's like I feel like that's true. I feel like there's no need to add the extra like yes girl, you're doing it, you know? Like there's like one side of like there's no shame in saying like I think you're pretty, all this other stuff, right? But I think there's like the middle ground of like you shouldn't add this of like saying don't throw hate out there because that's like I don't know, to me that's like confirming like they think you're ugly. Is that just me or am I just overthinking that?
think I get where you're coming from, cause like, wait, are you saying like the people complimenting the person or the person posting?
Okay, so the person posts and they say like I'm proud of my body, whatever, right? And then like their friends will respond in the post saying like you're so brave for posting this, like
Oh,
um
okay, yeah,
like I'm so proud of you girl, stuff like that, right?
yeah,
It's like I feel like it's contradicting what you're trying to perceive, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, here. Okay, so as someone who is plus size, there's a thing we like to call backhand compliments, and and I've seen it in a lot of my friends too. Um, and I'm allowed to say this because the fuck, but what's
Mhm.
it called? I see it a lot on plus size TikTok too, where it's like I'm gonna get pissed off. I'm gonna make myself mad because it's like you see like the one typing them up like yes queen, you look so beautiful, all that stuff. That's awesome. Me personally, I appreciate that. But
Mhm.
there's also the backhand compliments where it's like, oh, I wish I had your confidence, or oh, I wish I can post something like this, or like, oh, like I'm so proud of you for posting this. I'm so like those are backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
Like you're not necessarily posting a compliment or a comment about how good I look in this video or how good I look in this bathing suit or whatever. They're mainly complimenting on the fact that you posted the video. And
Yeah.
and my thing is, I mean, I get it. They come from a good place, but it's like that's not a real confident compliment. And I want to talk about this if you'll let me. But what's it called? So, I've always been the bigger friend. I'm gonna put it out there. I've always been the plus size friend. Um, I've always been, big on the big side. Um, and recently I have gained some weight, and I feel confident. I feel better. But what's it called? Um, but the thing is, it's like you can tell. I'm getting upset already. There's just this theme and it's reoccurring of having your friends, and especially the I'm gonna say social norm because I know people don't like being called skinny.
Mhm.
When your friends are the social norm and they come to you purposely because you are bigger to say that they're fat, that they're so big and everything, and just to get validation. I've had those experiences before. And here's the thing, you can have insecurity. Everyone can has insecurities. That's totally valid.
Mhm.
I'm not saying you can't feel fat. You can feel fat, but you are not fat. There's a difference. There's a difference of feeling you're fat, like you're fat, and there's a difference of actually being fat. And a lot of people on TikTok don't get that. I mean, it might add some controversy to this podcast, but what's it called? You know, and I see that, and I've spoken about that. The thing, and I've heard like people say, well, I can't feel fat, and I'm like, no, you can have those insecurities, but you will never feel the real feelings and discrimination of a fat person because you are the social norm. And like, and I hate this so much because so many skinny people, sorry, social norm people who are the social norm come and say, well, what about people who get told to eat a cheeseburger? I was told to eat a cheeseburger today. bro, I was told, like, it's like, and then people from the plus size community are like, dude, I've been told to literally off myself because of my weight. Like, it, and there's it, but and there's so much discrimination to fat people, and it's like, bro, and it's like, for some reason, people who are the social norm want to be a part of that so badly because it's like, oh, I was told to eat a cheeseburger. Dude, being told to eat a cheeseburger has nothing to do with being um told off to off yourself, told to literally like go lose some weight when people have problems with losing weight because they have conditions
Mm-hmm.
that makes them not able to lose weight easily as much as you do. People have different are different. People lose weight slower. People have thyroid problems. Um, people have like PCOS. People have like all these other conditions that leads them to have trouble losing weight. Fat people have eating disorders as well. Okay, there's binge eating, there's bulimia, and it's like, dude, just because you're skinny and someone tells you to eat a cheeseburger does not mean you're discriminated. You're the social norm. At the end of the day, that comment goes away, and you are literally what's it called? You're literally still the social norm. And a lot of people bring up the term like body dysmorphia. That's something different. If you have like, they're like, okay, what about the people with body dysmorphia? That's totally different. If you have body dysmorphia, we understand that because that's something that you struggle with mentally. That's that's something that you struggle with day by day. Body dysmorphia. That's totally different from feeling an insecurity, and being discriminated. And also, fat people get discriminated in literally everything, and in certain clothing brands and so many things. And it's like, dude, you can't like, just can't, do that. And like, when all at the end of the day, when all like the backhanded compliments come into play, it's like, either for me, it's like, either you get real and you tell me how you truly feel, or you literally, fuck off. Because it's like, I've been told before, like, dude, you're not even fat. Because sometimes I've complained about my weight, but that's my own fault. I've come to terms that I've put myself here. I'm able to change it. I know that I'm fat and everything. But sometimes I feel sucky about it because I do have trouble losing weight. So sometimes I like, oh, I hate how much I weigh, whatever. And they'll be like, bro, like, you're not fat. You're beautiful. The thing is, what I've learned over this whole like past year in quarantine, it's like, dude, fat and beautiful can be in literal, like, can go side by side, and when people tell me that, or people who have told me that, it's like, dude, literally, it's like internalized fat phobia. Like, why can't I be beautiful and fat at the same time? And it's like, it's just so many things. So like, when you say, like, how someone who's plus size posts something in like a bathing suit or something revealing, a little more revealing, and their friends are like, I'm so proud of you for posting this, it irks me a little bit, because it's like, you're not really complimenting them, you're complimenting
Like the
how they were able
courage.
to post, the courage of posting the video.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's also, I know I'm like rambling about it, but it's like, it also leads me to like the body positivity movement,
Mm-hmm.
because that started off as a safe space for plus size women. Not saying that it wasn't like, we're not saying like, oh, just plus size women and body positivity. It started off as that way because, you know, plus size women and plus size men, even just like plus size community in general, were
Yeah.
being so discriminated, against. And, they needed a safe place to be able to do that. And it's like, and then it gets taken over by the social norm, pretending to have roles. Like, there's been videos of people like of literally the social norm making themselves have like roles and in the video and then calling it body positivity. Like people were forcing their roles. And it's like, girl, you're not, you're the social norm, you don't have roles. Stop forcing it. Some women did have roles. It's like, okay, like there was so much like controversy in the body positivity movement because they're like, oh, we can't be in it. It's like, it's not, we're not saying you can't be in it. We're saying don't take away the spotlight from the plus size community who started it, you know, um, and saying that plus size women can't be in it because it was like a whole thing where like, oh, oh man, like it just took a whole thing. I don't know. And I don't know. I went on a little rant for that, but it's like seeing those what's it called? Those those backhanded compliments about plus size people on TikTok irks me.
Yeah.
And you can tell it irks me. I just went on like
Yeah, you went on like a 20-minute
a yeah,
rant.
I'm so sorry.
Nah, you're
But
good, man.
I'm very passionate about that because it's like it involves me and it
Yeah.
involves a lot of people I know and people who I'm friends with, you know.
Mhm.
So
I'm glad you
it just
I'm glad you brought up body dysmorphia because I was gonna say like in like the first like kind of half of your I guess argument was I guess a little insensitive to like people that struggle with body dysmorphia,
yeah, yeah,
but
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come off like that. It's just I was going to
yeah,
bring I brought it up cuz I struggled with that too. And believe me like I wasn't diagnosed, but I knew I would see myself when I was younger as like this gigantic person. And I look back at photos now, I was way skinnier than I thought I was. Way
yeah,
skinnier. I'm a lot bigger now and I'm like and I realize how, you know, and I understand at that in that point because I've had my moments where I've had general body dysmorphia
mhm,
and I was like, dude, like I literally thought I was so overweight. Like I can tell you right now, middle school me, if middle school me saw who I was today, they would cry because of how badly my I would look in the mirror and think of how big I was. I look back in photos and I'm like, dude, you weren't big at all. Now you are, and I feel way confident in my skin because I'm finally happy, you
yeah,
know. So, if that came off as like insensitive, I didn't. I was not because
mm,
I know how hard body dysmorphia is on people.
yeah. Uh,
And
uh,
it's a big struggle.
I just wanted to like bring that up because like in the beginning, like I didn't want to interrupt you because I wanted you to like get your whole thought out, right? Um, but I just wanted to add that, and I also wanted to add something else where it's like I totally like agree with you. I think there's like a difference, between um like how can I phrase this? Like at least specifically with me, that what I've noticed is like you see um you see like a lot of girls um or just like even people in general like they'll see like a plus size woman and they'll do exactly what you're saying, right? Like oh, you're so brave for posting this, all this sort of stuff, right? And like it happens with dudes too. I just think
Yeah,
like the one thing that I really appreciate specifically like about my friends is like I guess even like joking wise, like they keep me in check. You know what I mean? Like
mhm,
a lot of time, like there's been some times where um I'll be like, well, like I struggle with body dysmorphia, but it goes both ways. Cuz sometimes
mhm,
like for instance, like I worked out last night and so like right now I'm kind of feeling myself, right? Cuz I did something and I felt the work, you know what I mean? And then
yeah,
there's other times where like I'll eat a little bit too much and I feel like super fat and I feel like I lost everything that I just worked for, or.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and so there's like a lot of times where uh I'll express like either side of that, and my friends will either be like, "Shut up, you're fat." Like it's a joke, right? But it's still
Yeah.
like it keeps me in check, and it's like you're right, and I need to work on it. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there's other times where it's like you're not as fat as you think, bro. Like calm down. Like you're just being dumb. And then I look at
Yeah.
myself again and I'm like, they're right. Like I've worked on myself enough to be able to, like, I'm still chunky, you know what I mean? But I'm not what I feel I am.
Yeah.
And
And like yeah.
there's just another part that I want to bring up on where um a lot of people are like, oh my god, girl, you're so beautiful, all this stuff, also, and like yes, you can be plus size and you can be pretty, you can be beautiful, you can be all these sort of things. I'm not like saying you can't be, but it's also fat is literally unhealthy. Like it doesn't matter if you work out and you're fit as fudge. Literally, if you're overweight, you're like actually unhealthy. Like there's that's just how it is. It doesn't matter if you
Mhm.
could run a marathon. If you're overweight, over like the necessary
Yeah.
thing, like you're actually unhealthy. Whether or not your body, like what's it called, whether or not your body is like mostly fat or mostly muscle, right? Like that's one thing. But like
Yeah.
if you're plus sized, uh being fat is still unhealthy, whether or not like you look good or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it always bothers me, and like I have to apologize to you because I did it a lot too, where like you'd say like I'm not really feeling myself, whatever, and I'm like, no, girl, like you're beautiful. And while I agree with my statement, like I think you look really good a lot of the times,
Mhm.
it's still like, bro, that I still shouldn't, like, I shouldn't, what's the word? Be like, no, you don't have to work out. You don't have to do that because like I may look okay, like personally, like I may look okay how I am. I still am not healthy. You know?
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to touch on. Yeah, but I don't want to interrupt you because
Mhm.
what's it called? See, that's the thing. It's like um you can still be overweight even if you are like fit and muscular, like how you say.
Yeah.
Like there's that whole like thing where you if you're a certain height, you have to be a certain weight, and a majority of people are overweight even though they're a certain height. So it's like, but even then, it's also like, I'll, I can still like run and stuff. I can still exercise. I just happen to be fat. And yes, I know it's unhealthy. Like I'm still, fat, and I know I eat unhealthy. Like I will not deny that because I own up to what I do.
Mhm.
But it's like there's also like I'm gonna use Lizzo in this example because Lizzo, I look up to her a lot. She works out all the time.
Mhm.
She's vegan. She takes care of herself, but she's still plus size. And a lot of people, I guess a lot of people have that stigma where it's like fat people can't work out and they're lazy and shit. And it's like
So
we
like I have an opinion on this.
yeah, and it's like but we can. Like I'm still able to run. I'm not as much as I used to, but I can still run. I can still exercise.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm good at where I stand in my fitness. I may not do it often because sometimes I'm lazy and whatever, but other than that, I can do it. I mean, I went up on a hill. I did a hike the other last week. I mean,
Yeah.
not uh, you know, what's it called? I was like dying, but I still did it. Like I could
Yeah.
still,
Like you
I
could
can
still
still
do
have a
things.
fit. Yeah, I can still do things.
Yeah.
Um, and like I do. Some of us have to take accountability for where we are at in our weight because we did put um ourselves there. No one told us to eat all the junk we eat. We make those choices.
On our
You
own,
know,
yeah.
yeah, but like, and like I get why people say like you should work out, you're fat and stuff, you're unhealthy, but it's like, dude, you can't just look at a person and think that they sit on their ass all day. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like a lot of people like Lizzo, they body shame her so much, and they tell her that she needs to lose weight and she needs to work out and she needs to eat healthy when she's doing just that. Like she's put a video on it on TikTok where she's like, I'm working out. Like she literally like does like the treadmill. She works out all the time. She lifts like she works out, and she said like I work out to keep this body because I'm comfortable and where I'm at. And she runs and stuff. She eats.
Hmm.
She's vegan. Like, and that's the thing. Not just Liz is not just like that, but a lot of people are. And it's like I mean, if you can, there's a difference in working out to lose weight. There's a difference in working out and gaining, and a difference to working out and maintaining.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't get that is when they look at someone who is fat, and
There's something I want to add to that where I am so confused on this idea on like why this is a thing, but like gym body shaming, right? Like I don't
I hate
like
that shit.
personally I don't go to the gym. Like one, that shit's expensive. I don't got that money, right? But like I see a bunch of these videos, I see a bunch of like tweets, all this sort of stuff of like people being like, why are there fat people in the gym? Like this person needs to be skinny before they go to the gym? Like, bitch, that's the reason why they're there. Like,
Exactly.
what do you think they're doing? They're doing exactly what you want them to do, and they're trying to get themselves better. They're trying to make
Yeah.
themselves healthier. And I never fully understood where this like concept of like there's a fat person in the gym, let me shame them for trying to get healthier. Like what? I don't.
Yeah.
It's such a bizarre thing to me.
Yeah. And like, and that's the thing. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, people who fat people can have eating disorders too, because it seems like a lot of people forget that. And like a lot of people forget uh that fat people are people and they can do a lot of the things and maybe things that a lot of socially known people can't do.
Yeah.
Like what's it called? Um there's a girl, I forgot her name, that I saw whoa, excuse me, that I saw in I think in a Snapchat thing.
Mhm.
It's this girl on Instagram. She goes on hikes. She's a plus size woman. She hikes literally every day, and she's making it her what's it called, her journey to hike literally everywhere and every famous hiking place in America, and then to hike internationally. And she's plus size. A lot of people can't do that,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know. That's my take on that. I know a lot of people, you know, think it's like what's it called, romanticizing unhealthy habits, but literally there's fat people who can do way more things than you can as a person that's a social norm.
Yeah.
I got nachos.
Nice. God, I'm so I like after the Whataburger talk, dude. I all I could think about is just like I want to stop the recording and just go to Whataburger, like straight up. Like I shouldn't, and I'm not. I probably am not. But like, golly, man, do I just wanna? I just wanna go right now.
Well, how much do we have?
We're at about an hour 25.
Oh shit. Well, we could stop if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
All
I
right.
think we had a pretty good talk.
Mhm. Okay. You go. The outro.
I don't remember our outro. It's the same thing, right? Anyway, we need to record more.
I know. Okay. Go.
um, thank you for listening to the A&E podcast, where we talk about everything and everything. What? I said the same thing. Whatever. Go for it.
If you want to request a talk, oh my god! If you want to request a topic, you can DM us or email us at ANE podcast. Right? That's what it is.
The AE podcast, so 2 T's.
Okay, the AE podcast for two T's on Instagram or Twitter.
Man, we're all over the place this time.
I know. Sorry. Bye. Thanks for listening, guys.